Hello, I'm Dylan Leniger, and I'm here to talk to you about the Clandestine Survival Initiative's Advanced Entrepreneurial Economy. This component of the broader plan is an economic reform package meant to take a system design approach to economics and provide us the toolbox that we need to address the problems that we have today and move them forward. The key elements are a three-tiered system. So by having a tiered economy, you're able to separate out the nature of the speculative economy and the nature of the fixed economy, and then also have a tool for translation of non-economic outputs that we haven't been. They are economic outputs, but we just haven't been incorporating them. So the first tier is the risk and capital exchange. That's kind of a very free market environment. You want to have a fairly flat and simple tax structure and system. The regulatory regime is limited to public safety components. And so in that way, it is that free-for-all economic environment that that people are always saying the free market is, but without compromising the rest. So you can go play in that market, but there's no help there. It's thrive or die, and that's fine. Those who want to have that system can be there. We'll have the regulated capital marketplace, so that's the second tier. The idea of that is that we have utilitarian needs now as society, and our way of organizing things exists broadly with things we've already agreed to: roads, police and fire services, things like that, right? We deem them to be essential to our continued pathway forward. And you want to be able to have some kind of price stabilization and the preventing of profiteering. There's been some cases where the public has become aware of massive price gouging in healthcare and industries that people rely on. So having an economic tool and framework to place our utilitarian needs allows those private market operators in the risk and capital marketplace to continue to do whatever they want from the profiteering standpoint, but you can have a mix of public and private providers within the regulated marketplace. In fact, you could probably have, depending on how each nation wants to address it, you could have an entirely private but regulated capital marketplace as the second tier. It's better to be a mix of public and private because there are some industries and there's some utilitarian need in which the private market would just never have an interest, or there's no capacity for profit because they're loss leaders to no matter what. So you can't incentivize it to do that, but what you can do is to provide a framework. And if you can operate at a profit inside that framework, great, go to town. But at the same point, the end user is not going to be exploited solely for the purposes of profit, and the utilitarian need is still going to be satisfied. There may be the opportunity for profit, but that's not why the second tier exists. The second tier exists to have cost containment around utilitarian need so that governments can plan, and so that even businesses could plan, because there are many businesses that would be dependent on infrastructure provided by the regulated capital marketplaces. So they would save significant money because they wouldn't have to burden those kinds of costs themselves. The third tier is the most complex to try to explain in a minute or less, and it is the participatory and social capital market, which is for tying in economics that don't have a specific tie-in the way we do them now. So unaccounted labor and volunteer activity, staying to raise kids, elder care, all of that other kind of stuff. There is a value to society for people to engage in that behavior, but we don't have an economic tool to translate it. So this would be a tool. It would be up to the risk and capital marketplace to make any determinations on whether or not there's going to be any exchange from that third tier to the first tier economic systems for currency valuation. But other than that, that three-tier system is where we have to go. We need the toolbox in order to make things work. So please support this initiative, and please get involved. GoFundMe.com, Better Policies for a Better World. Thank you.